Hi Christina, great to meet up with you again and do some further work on your game. Really good session. I quite like the way that you took it onto the golf course straight after your session as well. Showed a great understanding of the pieces that you're trying to work on. We were working on the takeaway and the way things load and the effect that that has on your ability to stay centered. So at the start of your session, what we see here is a club that is being rolled behind us quite substantially. So the hands are coming in, but the club head is coming in more. So the club is being rolled behind us by rotating the left hand or the left forearm a little bit too much. And this in turn makes it really difficult to get the lead shoulder to work down. So what we see here is in the early part of the swing, there's a move off it. Now remember, the lead shoulder working down stabilises the axis from setup to just past waist level. You can see there that we've not got a stable axis now. As discussed, some players, you say, work the lead shoulder down and that's enough instruction, that's all they need and they're off and running. Other players need a little bit more detail. So we talked about how to get the lead shoulder working down properly if that, that simple instruction isn't enough. So what we've got here initially is a feeling that there's no rotation of the back of the left hand as you take the club back. That's the feeling at that point. Club much more in front of the hands. Hands have still come in and the club has still come in, but not excessively. So that we want the hands to be in more than the club when we get at waist level. When we look at the effect that that has in the early part of the swing, the lead shoulder now can work down in a much more appropriate manner, keeping your axis nice and stable. So great example there of how understanding how to load things properly in the backswing can help tidy up or can help stabilise the centre of the shoulder turn during the early part of the swing. So the feeling is that the hands are in and the club is out. We don't want to keep the club working in a straight line to achieve that, maybe as per what's been discussed with you before, because that, again, that compromises the idea of swinging in a circle. So hands in, club out. You've got a really strong visual for that. You took that over on the course in a great way. Really impressed. Thought you played really well when we went out for the 9-hole session. At the top of the backswing, we're tending to get still a little bit of a lift, partly because of the way we took the club back and that right arm separates from the torso. So what we've done here is we've put the glove under the arm, working on pressure point 5, and the feel is that the glove has to stay under the arm throughout the backswing. So we need a little bit more of that in there as well, tightening up the backswing on the way back. Excuse me. You can see when you've improved your takeaway, there's also less of a level hip turn, there's less of a level shoulder turn, there's less of a gap between the knees. So a lot of good things going on at that point. During the downswing, there's still a tendency to want to throw the club out. But because we've had a better takeaway and more pressure point maintenance on the way back, things are thrown out to a lesser degree. So you can see we're having an improved impact on what happens during the downswing as well by tidying up the takeaway and working on maintaining those pressure points on the way back. Great session, good luck with it, and look forward to working with you again in early June. Well done.